I was invited on a call with Amanda's sponsor, Lisa Frizzell. So I know that there are new people here. I know that there are seasoned people here. So if I say something that you don't, like someone that you don't know, or feels like, wait, what is she talking about? Just write it down on the back and I'll tell you later who I'm talking about. But right now I'm talking about Amanda's sponsor, Lisa Frizzell. And she invited me on a call with someone named Sam Higginson. Most people aren't going to know who he is, but hi. But he is one of our regional directors. And Lisa met him at a business presentation in Connecticut, actually, and they kind of just clicked. And she said to him, would you do a Zoom for like my top 15 people? If I handpick 15 people, will you do a Zoom for them? And so luckily, I was one of the people that Lisa picked to be on this call. And the call was great just because like he has charisma and you want to eat up what he says and all of that. But the thing that he said was that his region, which is the West Coast, which is California, they are tracking with all of Rodan and Fields they have the highest numbers in recruiting in terms of bringing on partners, they have the highest number in terms of bringing on PCs, and they have the highest number of live events. So that was the one piece. And then the second thing is you guys have probably read and been part of some of the things that I talked about with the Elevate group that I was with, which was a 10-person group, which was led by somebody from corporate. It was all level 5 Premier and above. It was mostly Premier who were running for Elite. And that 10-week training program focused on 10 different things, actually. But one of them was about live events, and we dialed into this girl, and I don't even know her name, it's written down somewhere. But anyway, we dialed into this training call by another RFX, and she literally spit out in 20 minutes like 50 different live event ideas. And like, just to hear all those different ideas, I was like, whoa. And one of her ideas, and one of the things she said was, get your team together, get your team together, get your team together. So this is it, guys, for 2018. This is going to be the first thing that we do as Team A Game, and we're planning 3 more. So we're going to do one in April, one in the summer, and that we can probably do in my parents' backyard, so you won't be sitting like this. And then we're going to do one right after convention. So we have a plan for 2018 to do 4 events, live training for our team. So that was the brainstorm, and that was where this idea came from. And then, yes, I thought it was a good idea to invite people to my house and get packed in. Okay, so train with me, because everyone's going to start out 2018, and we're starting out with a new queen. And I was like, I'm going to ask Steph to train with me. And so I was like, can you do January 14th, and what time, and all of that. And then I was like, wait, we're not just going to do Lead the Way. We are going to do, like, how to kick off 2018. So we wrote down and came up with some ideas. We're going to totally tag team it. And then we're going to, I think, leave questions till the end just because we want to get through everything. But then we're not going anywhere, you guys know, and you can ask us questions after. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is your why. So everybody who joins my direct team knows that they cannot literally pass go. I will not do a call with them. I will not tell them how to enter a PC order until they write down their why. And that is because I want you to be connected with the reason that you are working this business. Because everybody sitting here knows, even if you've only been in the business like Nate for 2 days, you know that this business, because we told you when we brought you on, you are not going to walk away a millionaire tomorrow. If you want to make money from this amazing brand with these great products, you're going to have to work for it. And why are you working for it? So that's your why. So everybody's eating. You don't have to take time to do it now. You can do it now. I'll give you a minute or two. You can do it later. But I just want people to know that the biggest thing that you can do is stay connected to the reason why you came into the business and the reason why you're staying in the business. And I don't know, is there anybody in here who saw Jim Larson's
Yes, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Anybody else? Yeah? Okay. So Jim, so as you guys are writing down your why, I'll just say, so Jim Larson kind of challenged the idea of the why. Did you watch it yet? The Planes, Trains, Automobiles?
What was it on, Amy?
It was just on. No, it was just on. It was just on Friday.
Okay.
I know, that's what I thought. It was just on, and actually what he did was, Jim Larson came on to the Daily and said, hi, it's Jim Larson, I'm coming on at 11. So there were a ton of live people on because you knew when he was coming on. Anyway, he challenged the idea of the why. He said, That's great. Your why is you want to stay home with your kids and you want to retire your husband and so you want to be independent. You want to work for this. But if you don't know how to do it, your why can go goodbye. And he really gave concrete ideas of very small steps, and we're going to do it today, of goal setting, to really make it that you have this big why and then all of a sudden you're like, I can't do this. It's so hard. Somebody told me no today. Actually, just now PC canceled. I didn't even know it. Like, these things are going to happen over and over and over again. And so he says that these people who you bring into the business who show this promise, they're like, they have really good recruiting skills and they're really good at this and they have this big why and they're going to make it happen. But then they get a rejection or they get a PC that cancels without telling them. Or they get, they send out 10 Facebook messages and they get ignored 10 times. It happens to me every single day. So he's saying you can have this great why, but if you get that rejection, then you're like, forget it, I can't do this business. And so to make it that you have your why, you know why you're connected to the business, but to make your small goals, and we're going to do that too. Okay, so why don't you do number 2 then?
All right. Hi guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Paradiso. I am part of Amanda's downline. My sponsor, Maria Pappas, is here. And so this is like one of my favorite parts of the business. I love training. I love public speaking, which I know that some of you would throw up.
Oh.
You can't. Okay.
It's just kind of.
Let me stand here.
Oh,
Yes. I think each person should stand here.
Great, and I'll drink my
Okay.
water.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I love sharing with other people how I built my business, and I think that success is better shared. And that's one of the best things about coming to a live event like this is that we can all collaborate. One of the biggest things for me and how I built my business was going to different business presentations. Literally any kind of event, whether or not I had a prospect, I just wanted to hear people speak, how other leaders talked about this business, and some of the best things that I learned, the best tips, came from being at an event with other consultants and collaborating with them. So I live for stuff like this, and I really hope that you guys walk away today, not only just from the training that Amy and I give you, but from meeting, some of your sideline partners and getting better ideas. And, I think there's a lot of temptation when we come together to complain about what's not working for us, right? It's so easy to be negative, but coming into something like this and being positive and remembering that it's the beginning of the year, that you have 12 months to completely turn your business around. I think there's something super special and powerful about that. So I challenge everyone here today to walk away not only learning something from the training, but like a tip or an idea or something from a sideline partner that you're going to take and make it your own and help you propel your business. Okay, so I have notes. I like to be very organized, even though I am off the cuff. I know, I just wrote like bullet points so I don't forget. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about number 2, which is the one goal you want to accomplish in the first quarter of 2018. So January, February, and March. By March 31st, what would you like to accomplish? And Amy talked about taking a bigger goal and chunking it down. So I'm just going to use level 5 as an example, okay, because I'm sure that there are many people in this room that would strive for 5 and want to have that title level 5, and maybe you want to do that in time for convention qualifications or maybe just by New Year's Eve of this year, right? So I'm going to use that as an example. That might not be your goal, but this is just the easiest way for me to chunk it down because I'm going to talk about my story and how I got there. So maybe if you're striving for level 5, your goal is to hit level 3. Okay, you want to be halfway there by March 31st. You might be an EC right now, so you might maybe want to be level 2. You might be a level 1 and a strong level 1, so then you want to hit level 3. And how are we going to do that, right? The name of the game here, recruiting. And I feel like this is a subject that scares a lot of people, and I can absolutely 110% relate to that. I joined this business December 29th, 2014. I was just very set on not building a team. I did not have a team building mentality. I was very good at getting preferred customers. I knew everything there was to know about the products. And I think I prided myself on that for a really long time. I was very PC focused and I had no desire to build a team. So if you're sitting in this room and you haven't built a team or you have been trying and you have not been successful, we're going to also talk about ways that we can overcome that as well. But if you feel like you're off to a very slow start, nobody had a slower start than me. And I still was able to turn my business around. But I had to have a mindset shift. And I really had to understand how this business could, change the trajectory of my life and my family's life. And so much of that is your why, but a lot of it is getting out of your own way. And not allowing yourself to only focus on PCs because it's safe, right? PCs are instant gratification. You could turn around and sell a lash boost and you can make $40 and that's awesome. But that customer's probably not going to jump on a regimen right away, because we know that 2 out of 3 customers who purchase lash boost will not purchase a regimen right now. And that's only $40 in your pocket. That's not going to create this deep residual growth that we're looking for in this business. So I get it. PCs are instant gratification and it's very tangible and we feel very accomplished when we do that. But recruiting, that mindset is going to help you elevate. It's going to help you level up. And it's also going to help you build a business that will have long-term residual income. So I was very scared to recruit. Part of it is we talk about our why, but as leaders, it's also really important, and up-and-coming leaders, to figure out why we are not doing the things that we want to do, right? But I always call it paper chains. If you feel like you're stuck in your business, I equate this to paper chains. All you have to do is go like this, right, to just break them off. But for some reason, we are not able to do that. And I think that a lot of that comes from personal reflection. So what is holding you back? Why don't you want to recruit? Or what is making you feel like you cannot then go out and start to build your team? And this is where I needed to really sit back and figure out why I was holding myself back. Because we're only holding ourselves back, right? You have complete and total control over what you choose to do in your business. And that's why this opportunity is so incredible. But if we're not doing it, right? And if we're not trying to trek ahead, then we're just going to keep ourselves in those paper chains. So for me, I'm super honest. Mine was confidence, okay? I had very little confidence in myself. I started this business in a very bad place in my life. I doubted myself. I was in transition. I was a new wife. I was learning lots of different things. And I always felt like if I approached people, they're going to be like, oh my God, this girl's such a loser. Why is she talking to me? What a weirdo. I have friends already. I don't need more friends, right? These are all bizarre things that we tell ourselves. But this was really my truth. So I needed to kind of just get over myself, because nobody is analyzing Stephanie Paradiso to that level, okay? We think that when we do things, people are like, oh my gosh, totally focused on us. But guess what? This world is focused on me, right? We live in a me society, and we're always worried about ourselves. So nobody is going to be analyzing you that way. So that was the first thing that I needed to do to overcome that. And then the next thing that happened was something changed in my business for me. So I told you I joined 2014, the tail end. I worked my PC base, and then I earned milestone 5 as an EC in January 2016, 12 months in my business. And that was my mind was blown, because I looked back and I was like, oh my God, how did I just do this? I could not believe when I pressed, for my last PC order, when I processed it, I looked at my husband and I was like, we're going to Banff. How did I do this? And for me, that made me also realize that the work I did on January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, every single day until that point compounded into one big milestone. And that was another realization. You may think the 5 messages you send today and all 5 people don't answer you mean nothing, okay, because you got ignored, but they will compound into something that's really huge. And that is how you will be able to, do the work in small increments, staying consistent, and always knowing in the back of your head that this is going to come together and it's going to help me meet my ultimate goal. So you don't have to be a milestone 5 achiever to realize, okay, that this business is going to help you, have that life-changing light bulb that goes off in your head and this business is it. You have to just do something, right? Whether it is enrolling your first business partner, hitting level 1, level 2. For me, I hit level 5 August 2016, and I was on the phone with Amanda probably 3 months before that. Am I ever going to be level 5? Am I ever going to do this? Do I have what it takes? Blah, 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 blah. And instead of just doing, okay, I was overanalyzing everything and doubting myself. So I just did, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Taking massive short-term action to meet your goal by March 31st, and then meeting that goal and saying, okay, now what's next? Because we don't want to stay in that one place forever. We want to continue to move on. Okay, I don't want to miss anything. So that's just my story. So I want to encourage you guys, no matter where you are in your business right now, recruiting is going to be your answer. Okay, PCs are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But if you want to level up and you want to grow a healthy, balanced, strong business, recruiting is what you need to do. Okay, I think that's pretty much where I wanted to go with that. I want you guys to just think about your goal for a second. I think that it's important to dream big. We limit ourselves. We pick safe goals. Amy's going to talk more about goal setting and creating appropriate goals. But think of something that is truly in your heart, something that you want to accomplish by March 31st, and write it down. Because my team will tell you, I am such a big, somebody who's so big on goals and always writing them down and just keeping them visible. Because I think that once you write it down, and then the next step is kind of having somebody that's going to keep you accountable and telling somebody else about them, you're more likely to achieve that.
I did it blind. I didn't have all of this goal setting and stuff because I don't know, I just called Amanda every day and you can call your sponsor every day. I'm telling you right now.
Are awful with social media.
What?
Remember, you would come to my house and I'd be like, "This is Facebook."
I didn't know Facebook.
Oh my God,
no
it was
idea.
torture.
I had no idea.
I was like, I don't know if this is worth it.
Anyway, so now I'm going to be 4 years in March. So now, after just about 4 years, I definitely changed the way I think about recruiting and about goal setting. And I think we all have to change a little bit, whether you are seasoned or you are brand new, just the way that we think about social media and social commerce marketing. And I kind of compare it to McDonald's. Has anybody seen what's going on at McDonald's? They're knocking them down, right? Does everybody see that? They're literally knocking them down and they're building them back up. And why are they doing that? They are creating McDonald's 2.0. They want to be with technology. They want to have, I haven't gone into McDonald's. But I've seen actually Alex took Aiden to McDonald's on the way up to Rhode Island. They're at a hockey tournament this weekend. And I was like, really? That's what you did when you leave my care? You take my kid to McDonald's? So anyway, but I see the outside of McDonald's and I see what's happening. And they even have a leaderboard now. They just are changing because the times are changing. And that's the same with us. That's the same with recruiting. Things with recruiting are changing. It used to be that we could be on Facebook and we could send our messages and we could get on calls. And now, the thing is that here in New York City and in the 20-mile radius outside of New York City, we are completely undersaturated with Rodan and Fields consultants. Per person in New York City and beyond, we're in a drought. We need consultants in this area. So we are not saturated, but Facebook is saturated. So when your people say to you, oh, everybody does Rodan and Fields. No, not everybody does Rodan and Fields, but if you're on Facebook, listen, we have used social media to push forward our business. So we need to just be creative and think of other ways that we are going to do recruiting. And we're going to come to that. But let's get to number 3, which is breaking your goal. So your goal is, like Steph said, what do you want by March 31st? Where are you? If you're at EC, don't write that you want to be a level 5 by March 31st. Because then you get discouraged. And this is what we don't want. We want bite-sized, achievable goals. And if you look at Spark, that's exactly what Spark is. Spark is little mini milestones that get you to a bigger milestone. So that's what I want you guys to think about. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? My goal personally is to bring on 1 person each month. It should be to bring on 2 people because technically, the way it flows is to bring on 2 people each month is, where 5 and above should be. But for me, because recruiting has gotten harder and, we are all reaching out in different ways, I want to make mine very, very, very tangible. So I'm going to say that by March 31st, I want 3 new business partners. It's not a huge goal, but I'm going to break it down then. And I'm going to say, I want to bring on 1 partner this month, 1 next. So that's the way to break it down. Yes, can you break it down in terms of where you want to be in level? You can break it down if you're more seasoned in terms of where you want to be in volume. What do you want your volume to be? Do you want a 10% increase? Okay, so what would it need to be each month to get you that 10% increase? But just make sure that when you do your January, February, March, they are realistic, they are tangible, and that they are bite size. I really, because then you guys are gonna, put in our team thread in A game. I made my January goal. Well, of course you made your January goal because it was bite size and doable. And how awesome does that feel? And then we're gonna move forward with that. Okay, so Spark program I said, and also like I talked about before, Jim Larson with him saying, you can have a big why, but break it down into smaller goals. Okay, so you want to do activity. Yeah, let's do activity and but I wanted for activity also solicit ideas before we.
Yes, I want to add one thing for
Yeah.
January, February, and March. I don't know who told me this, but this weekend, Amy, myself, Amanda, Jody, I don't know if anybody else was at the Summit weekend in New York City. I don't remember which RFXer I was talking to, but their advice to me was if I had somebody on my team that wanted to restart, right? She said that you should pretend that you're brand new, right? Even though you might have been in this business for a year, 2 years, whatever, and you're not eligible for Spark, why not pretend that you're running for Spark? So hitting EC in January, making your goal February for your goal level 1 in February, and then level 2 in March. Like that was so smart to me. And even though you're not going to be rewarded with the $1,000 bonus, reward yourself, right? Because if you are growing your business, your paycheck is going to grow. So it could be something as small as like a manicure or whatever makes you happy, whatever your love language is. Reward yourself for then hitting that goal. And I thought that was so smart. And Amy's going to talk more about Spark and how to leverage it, but I think that there's a reason why corporate is putting so much emphasis on this program. It's because it works, and even if you're not running for it, but you're emulating the program, I think that that's a smart way to build business as well. All right, so let's talk about different activities that you can do to get these bite-sized goals. Do you want to open it up and just shout out something?
I want to see what people think their activity. What are they gonna do? So say you want to recruit somebody this month. What are your activities? What's your day gonna look like?
Go ahead, Maria.
I'm gonna have dinner with somebody I don't even know tonight.
Okay.
I met her once.
Oh, it's
and
a
I'm having
woman.
dinner with her tonight.
Okay.
So, and I think this is a good fit, so I'm gonna say, I'm gonna feel it out.
Yeah. Okay, and I think that's the other thing that we talked about last weekend at Summit was the they called it the belly to belly. Like really going and getting to know people and building relationships. And if you go back in the history of sales, and again, I was never in sales, so I don't know the whole, but I know from people who work on like pharmaceutical sales and stuff that they have this training of like, if you go all the way back, all they do is talk about relationship building. And I think that we all do that, but we also got to a point where like, with Facebook and stuff, like we had relationships, but they were like social media relationships. And I think that now what they were telling us in the weekend was we're really going back to that belly to belly, meeting people, developing the relationship with them. You have to plant all your seeds. And I think that that's one of the best ways to do them is to just keep with the touches and with having dinner and lunches and coffee and conversation. And so who else? What else?
Having lunch on Thursday with an old friend who came to a trunk show I did at a store, and I think she would be awesome. So I'm gonna try to push it.
That's great.
I'm bringing people to your house in a few weeks.
Yes, you are. So Jill and I are trying something different, which we will announce on A Game. We haven't announced it because neither of us made the image. Are you making the image?
I'll make it.
Yeah, so Jill told me she was making the image, and then she had to fly to the West Coast for business, for her other job, and so I have no image.
It'll happen.
Anyway, so we are trying something different. We are doing a Sunday 4 p.m. business presentation.
Cocktails.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm bringing cocktails.
Okay.
Sunday, what's the
Cocktails
date?
and conversation. I saw it on
It's
one
2
of
weeks
the
from
things.
today. It's the 28th. Yeah. We'll announce it tomorrow. Yes.
I just found out this morning that I'm doing a coffee and conversations on Staten Island with 3 other girls.
Oh.
I think we're doing it February 3rd. It's
Uh-huh.
a Saturday.
Yeah.
We just do it right after we
That's much
together.
I literally go straight to coffee and conversation with my sweat clothes on.
Yeah.
But the thing that I will say about coffee and conversation, well, first of all, does everybody know what coffee and conversation is? No. Okay. Good, thank you. Okay, so coffee and conversation is picking a coffee shop and a day and time and basically putting it in your social media feed. I also used a lot of community groups that I'm in, like Tenafly Moms, Bergen County Women, whatever it is, and basically just putting it out there that you're going to be in a coffee shop if somebody wants to ask you questions. They might just want to come and order a lash boost. They might want to come and ask you about your team. Whatever it is, just that you're going to be there. So the thing that I will say about coffee and conversation is that, number one, I would make it consistent. So whatever you decide to do, again, with me hearing these 2 trainings in December that I told you about, one of the things I talked about was coffee and conversation. And so I was just like, okay, I have 3 kids that are older. I don't have little kids at home, so it's easy for me. And my social work job is only 1 day a week, so it's easy for me to be out of the house and to make a commitment like that. So I was like, okay, I am committing to at least January, February, March, and I'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't have any reason not to do it after that, but I am committing to January and February, March, every single Wednesday at Starbucks. It's 2 seconds from my gym. I go looking like I worked out, but who cares? Like, so someone else can meet me from their gym, so I will keep posting that every Wednesday so people know what to expect. So if somebody sees it 1 week, then they're like, oh, I can't come this week, but I can come the next week. So I think that consistency with coffee and conversation is important. And by the way, coffee and conversation can be at night. Coffee and conversation can be on a Saturday and Sunday. It's just like kind of an open house at a coffee shop that makes it easy for somebody else to get there. But so that's my first thing. And my other thing with coffee and conversation, my other thing that I think is important is to make sure that you put it wherever you can on social media. So Facebook, Instagram, I don't know, maybe some of you are using Twitter. I don't tweet, but it's Twitter.
I've seen you tweet before.
Tweet?
No?
No.
I could have sworn.
She's not a tweeter.
I don't tweet. Maybe I should.
I could have sworn.
LinkedIn, I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can put it on LinkedIn.
You can.
There you go.
You
Put a
can?
picture, yeah.
I just started
You can
LinkedIn
even
on
do
the
a
snow day.
live video on LinkedIn.
I just did develop my profile on LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about LinkedIn also, but I just developed my profile on the snow day, so. Anyway, so those are my 2 big things about coffee and conversation. Number 1, be consistent. If you're going to do it once a month, fine. Every other week, fine. Once a week, be consistent. And number 2 is make sure everybody sees it and knows what to expect from it.
I'm texting the others about it right now as you speak.
Okay, okay, great.
We have to be consistent.
Yes.
Karen and I brainstormed, we're doing Wind Down Wednesdays.
I know, I'm coming.
Isn't that
this
great?
week.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try and alternate a wine and a coffee in the evenings, cause we work and
So I
we're
didn't
heading.
get from yours though that it was a consistent thing. Did it say Wednesdays?
No, because on the we're gonna do Wind Down Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
And then on the opposite time, like twice a month, we're going to change it to a coffee. So we're gonna do a wine and a
At
coffee.
night though.
At
Because
night.
both of you work.
In the evenings, and we also have been researching different locations.
Yep.
So the first one is gonna be local to our house.
Yep.
Then we're gonna go up into Wayne,
Oh.
and then we might go into Montclair and just into different
Awesome.
areas to switch it
Okay.
up so that we
That's a good idea
can,
too.
because it's winter, people don't wanna leave their
I
homes.
know.
So if we find that we have a bunch of Facebook followers or prospects in like the Little
Yeah.
Ferry area, we'll go that
Yeah,
way.
there.
If we're gonna go out, and we're trying to find where's
Yeah.
closer to their home, but this is just a pilot.
Okay, I'm gonna come to your pilot.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know, it's 7 o'clock on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll put that, did
It's
you put it on A Game or no?
I don't know, I
You
just
might have
sent
put
it
it
to
on that.
Karen.
I think
No.
It's just Grapes Lounge, it's on Route 46 in Elmwood Park. It's
I want
not
to
a
ask
little
her if
strip
you
mall.
can come.
I could put it on.
Yeah, put it on
You want me to
put
it on?
everything on A Game. So, we, everybody knows who's in my downline that we had Team Lace Up for a long time when I was running for Lexus. And thank you to everybody who's on my team because I have it in my driveway right now. But before that, Amanda and I worked together on Team A Game, and so we decided that after I earned my Lexus that we were gonna put together, get back together on Team A Game because then we can split up the work. And so we want to focus more time on recruiting in our own business and less time on, page management of the Facebook pages. So we're reunited, and we were always united,
So
but now
happy.
we're reunited on our page. And so we put everything there. So everybody in this house is on Team A Game. And so anything that you want to share, put there. That's the place to put it. Yep. Okay, so coffee and conversation we talked about. Meeting people for lunch, meeting people for dinner. What about your reach outs? Who wants to talk about their reach outs? How are we going to structure our reach outs now? Yes.
I actually just have a question. If anyone's ever tried like a virtual coffee and conversation, like a video where you do it like once a week, where you talk about something about the business and people tune into it. Like especially in the winter, if they didn't want to like leave their house.
What would be the
like via Facebook?
what would be the vehicle? Facebook? You do it on Facebook Live?
Yeah, like your if you have like a preferred client
for a customer page?
or what have you, but then invite people from your personal page to that page to see. I'm just curious if anyone's ever tried it.
I've never done that.
Or is that the
However,
stupidest
I will
idea
tell
ever?
you, my team
No.
There's no
Melissa's like,
Can I
okay,
just-
this is my
no, no,
first time
hold on,
meeting all
Melissa.
these people. And
There is no stupid idea
No.
because we will tell
She's
you.
so right.
Those of us
There's
who
no-
started our businesses 3-4 years ago, a lot of what we did then is not going to work now, and so we need to always be coming up
Exactly.
with different
2.0, I'm
creative
telling you.
ideas. And so, oh, sorry guys. So I will tell you, my team, we are huge virtual people. I am like virtual. It's not a secret. We're running for Level 5 Circle. This is our 4th month. I feel
It's
very not a
It's
secret.
not a secret. Everybody in order that you want to place, actually.
Yeah, if anybody needs
If
lashes.
you know
okay.
anybody.
But so we've in the last 3 months to accomplish this incredible goal, we have done virtuals and we've done business presentations there. Maria and I were like doing virtuals 3 years ago before anybody was doing virtuals. Like I think that is so smart, and I think that changing up the content and always trying to do different things. So I mean, one of the things that I have no idea where this was given to me from in so many different like groups and like collaborations, was that somebody came up with the idea of doing like a weekly 10-minute like quick biz op, almost like a quick virtual biz op, and creating a group and having that standing every week. That way, if there is somebody in your downline or you personally that has made a connection or has a prospect, you constantly have something to invite them to. That is third-party validation. So do you have a downline? Who's your upline? Like tell me who's.
I'm probably.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean she's Nicole Casey.
Okay, so you can team up with somebody, maybe Amy, maybe a sideline partner, and you can flip-flop. So for me, I think it's really great to have this information coming from somebody else. So like if Amy was to do a virtual like coffee chat or like a biz op, you call it whatever you want, how great is it for me to invite somebody to hear her talk about her story instead of hearing me talk about
But what's
it all
the vehicle?
time.
You're doing it on a closed
I would do it on
Facebook
a, okay,
page?
so here's
You're doing it on a
for
Zoom?
compliance reasons, a private closed Facebook group, and you can choose to do it if you have a page that's not just preferred customers and like anybody that might be interested in your business. I don't have that. I just have a PC group, but I create private groups all the time, and we do different virtuals that way. So you could create this like standing virtual once a week coffee
And then you could just
conversation.
like add people
Yeah,
as they go.
just like you could message somebody, you can
Amanda,
message
we could
me,
do that
and you
too.
could say, Steph, do you want to be
I
the
love
virtual
that idea.
presenter in my coffee and conversations group this week? And I'll say, sure. Amy, you want to do it? Like we
And
can
then just like have
constantly switch
one
it up.
page that we know that we would go live every week. at
Melissa,
whatever.
I think this is a great idea,
Melissa,
and everyone
this
should
is a
give you a
great
round of applause
idea.
for speaking up because they're true. You never know. One little idea.
Jody
could
likes
spark
it too.
something.
No, but we could
so
do that.
great.
But something they talked about at Summit this weekend was really mixing up the types
Yes.
of events. So
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
really smart, but I think it's also important to know that not to get stuck with just one idea. So if you're going to do that, it's really mixing it up. It's inviting people to live events. You just don't know what makes somebody tick.
Yeah.
So where I'm like, I would love to, like if I was a prospect, I'd be like virtual all the way.
Also, Amanda's sitting here listening. She's like, I'll do the virtual, I'll do the virtual. Because she has little kids. It's harder
Yeah.
for her to manage
Yeah.
her time.
But there are also people, like, I used to think corporate biz ops were, like, amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that kind of
Same.
stuff. And some people need that really deep-rooted third-party validation from corporate. But some people are so intimidated by that and don't want to go to
Right.
something like that. So that's why it is nice to switch it up. Like I said, when I first jumped up here, I would go anywhere. I would travel anywhere to build my business. I don't care if it was 2 consultants that I never met before that also lived on Long Island in a coffee shop and I had no prospects, or if it was a virtual that another sideline partner invited me to. Like, I just wanted to get different ideas, and I think that Amanda's 110% correct in saying that you can't just do one.
Right.
But if you create like a wheelhouse and you have all these different things going on, there is never going to be one point in your business where you have a prospect and you don't know what to do next because you're always going to have something to invite them to, and I think that that's really, really important. Also, I wanted to mention, so this is all about what you can do to put your goal into place. So Amy's going to talk to you guys about reach outs and how to do really effective reach outs, and but I wanted to just jump in and
because I never get ignored on Facebook.
yeah, right. We know everybody always
Never.
answers us.
I get answers like literally. I push send, and they're like, "Yes, sign me up."
They actually show up at my door and they're like, "Here's my card. I want a $9.95." I don't even know what it is, and I'm gonna. So there's no such thing as a perfect reach out, but we're going to talk about effective ways to actually get in motion. But one of the ways, well, the way you're going to reach your goal is by doing IPA, income producing activity, things that you're going to put in and get out. Whether you get out today, tomorrow, So one of the things that I always say is that you don't get paid on your reach out. You're going to get paid on your follow up, but you can't have a follow up without a reach out. So all these things are going to be like connect the dots, and you're going to be doing one thing after the other. And once you do your reach out, then we're gonna, you're gonna move on to the next thing, and whatever that's going to be, we can talk about different things that make sense for your business. But the point is, you have to be in action. So my big thing, and I was telling this to Amy when I first got here, stop getting ready to get ready. Okay, the New Year's Day has gone. We are not getting a new planner. We are not penciling things in. We're not organizing our products. We're not going through our kit again. We're not making labels. Like, just stop. That is a waste of time. Okay, you are getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready. Okay, you're ready because you're here. You're ready. Stop. You don't need a new notebook. You go get. I had one girl on my team. She was like, I can't do anything. I can't do anything because I don't have a new notebook. I'm like, go get a fucking piece of loose leaf paper from your kid's binder and just write it down.
I stole the notebook from Summit.
Go get a nap.
I stole a notebook
Like,
from Summit.
you just have to do, and you need to stop rewriting your list and perfecting this. And you guys hear me? Sorry. And just like get out of your own head. You are already ready. Now you have to do. That is what the difference is. We trick ourselves into watching all these daily experience videos and rewriting this and putting things in our planner, thinking about events, making a Facebook group, writing things to our team. Just stop. Just stop. Do the income producing activity first. Feed your business first. Feed yourself first, because daily experience is awesome. I love it. But if I sit and watch 4 videos, I'm not getting paid 1 penny. I'm actually losing money because I'm not going and reaching out to people. I'm not following up. So put that in your head and really let that sit, because even if we're not conscious of it, and myself too, I scroll through Facebook, I'm like, oh, what's this person doing? What's this person? Then I see a shirt, because like everything you want to buy pops up there. Then I go to something else.
When you buy a shirt,
then
like
my
I did
daughter
from
needs
Instagram.
something, and I'm like, you have to just wait because I'm doing this thing with the shirt. So you have to just, really stop yourself in your tracks and identify, and you have to say, okay, what I'm doing is not growing my business. And part of that also is setting business hours. This is a huge thing that I learned from Gina Spolina, who's an RFXer out on Long Island. She says, Stephanie, I don't work during the day. That is my time with my children, and that's my time to do what I need to do. But then from the hours of whatever to whatever, those are my business building hours. And, I make sure that I don't have interruptions. My husband is with the kids. Like, that was another thing. Miriam Steckedy, who I love, and I snuck in on, Amy had a one-on-one with her, but I snuck in at the end because I just am obsessed with her at Summit, and I want to hear what she has to say. She's such an authentic person, and the advice that she would give on the daily is very similar to what she would say in person. And part of that is, this is your business, and you need to set hours of operation and set parameters. And I think that for me, that was something that I did not have. I was running my business, like, what if I'm in the drive-thru at Starbucks, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And yes, you can work this business, when you have a free second if you want to answer somebody, but we are not a nooks and crannies business, right? We talked a lot about nooks and crannies.
We talked about that on the weekend too.
Stop saying that. That's disgusting. Stop discrediting this business. It is not a nooks and crannies business. You cannot possibly build a multi-million-dollar international business, because that's what everybody here is going to be building, in 30 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 5 minutes here. No.
Thank you for saying that.
It's
because
not
I think
true.
a lot of the time, you
And
do
don't-
hear you can build this in anything.
Yeah.
You can
I
if you
also
want to
have
have
to
a couple PCs or you want to just.
Yes,
But you can't.
yes,
if
but you-
if
person that said
A few years
the
ago,
girl
it
that
was
you
presented to
Amy was
us like
talking
that,
to
though.
Right.
Miriam
So I think
Steckedy.
the times are changing,
That's crazy,
and
see?
it's really not the truth.
Yeah, it's just not. It's
So-
just not. If you want to have a three-way call with somebody, that's not in a nook and cranny. That's something that's planned out, that's scheduled, that you're getting somebody else on the phone. That's not a nook and cranny. And I think that also is, we need to stop saying that to prospects too, because that's not the truth. If you want somebody that's going to work and build this business, you want somebody that gets what this is. And so we're going to talk about how you can convey that and do a really effective reach out. But I just wanted to add that in because IPA is really what's going to push your business to the next level and get you to meet these great goals that we just set. Sorry, I keep turning. I would be a bad teacher. But my kids here would be held back. Like I would be begging them. But that's all I wanted to say. And then also, I just wanted to mention, I wrote this down because I mentioned Miriam second.
Yeah.
She has a wonderful video on the daily, and I know I just said don't watch a million videos. You could watch this one, I'm giving you a pass. And you should watch them daily, right? After you do your IPA, not 10 at one time. But Miriam Sekedy did a great one. It's called Get Dirty, Get Flirty, Get 30. And if you haven't watched it, I think it's wonderful. And it really gives you a tangible goal. So she says that to gain true momentum in this business, she feels like she had to sign 30 partners. And she says, I know that 30 might seem so overwhelming, right? 30 people, I don't even have one, I only have two, or this person quit, whatever. That's fine. 30 is like a tangible goal. And she said, I felt so relieved when I read this book, Beach Money, and he said that I needed to sign 30 people. It was like a benchmark almost. And I went back and I looked to see at my organization and my team, and I think I hit level 5 with about 24 people, which is pretty average, right? Because half of the people will work, let's say. People quit all the time, and it happens, so don't, freak out. If somebody wants to quit, you're just gonna replace them until you get to this 30. And I became a very healthy, stable level 5, maintaining month over month with more than enough legs that I needed to meet that when I had 30 people signed. Not 30 people working, 30 people signed. And to me, that was like a light bulb moment, and I thought that was so great because it gives you like a goal to work up to, right? And having that benchmark number, of course, you want to recruit more than 30, but that is a great way to kind of go about your business. And take a deep breath and say, okay, I recruited one person, check that off. Release yourself from the outcome because of course, we want everybody that we sign to be amazing and rock stars and stay. But if they quit or if they don't work this business, release yourself from it because you know that once you have 30, you're going to create this great momentum in this great organization. And to me, that was so smart. And I like I said, I have a big girl crush on Miriam. And anything she says to do, I'm going to be like, okay.
When I was writing these out, I wrote down, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I did write it down, that I would do one live phone call every day to like somebody that I've never introduced the business to. Really?
I love that.
It's out of my zone. Like I'm used to doing text messages and Facebook messages and
so you just pick up the phone and say, hey, honey.
Yeah, like it with somebody like either like a mom from school or somebody who I haven't connected with in a long time and just be, I have the language for it. We did it on one of our snow day reach outs and I did it. Like I've done it a lot, but sometimes it's just awkward and you don't want to put yourself in an awkward situation. But that is, look, it's just what Stephanie said. You got to be in action. You got to take action. When I joined this business, the next day I said to Amanda, how can I fail? That was my question. Who fails at this? And she's like, no. If you're in action, you are not going to fail. And it's true, but you have to be in action in different ways. Like Stephanie
How
said.
about a good one to challenge is like taking a new class or going to like a new Starbucks to work and just like being present to meet new people. I think that's a really good one.
Or how about the people who say that they turn around on the Starbucks line and like introduce themselves or something?
That's me.
I do that.
I like to talk to random people.
Jody does do that. Jody does.
But I think, part of the thing is the transition. When you meet somebody, how do you then get their contact information? I had a call with Allison Verselli. I did a call with her the other day. She's an RFX star out of New Jersey. And I said, my big problem, I feel, is like making the transition. It always feels awkward. I mean, I do it. And she said, no, it's not awkward. Like you just say, Amy, I had such a great time talking to you today. We should stay in touch. Do you have Facebook?
So that I would say, but I use the mini facial as a transition.
If they say no for Facebook, which I've had a lot.
So I'm like, oh, no problem. Give me your phone number. I'll put it in my phone. Here's my phone. Put your number in my phone right now.
I feel like the mini facial is the easy transition.
On them?
No.
Is that how you do it,
Joe?
Joe?
Mini facial.
Okay, so no, I don't feel like I'm pushing.
Okay.
If they don't want to do it, they're gonna be like, no, get away. And then I'm like never gonna see it. That's what Allison Jocelyn said. She goes, "What does it matter if somebody
Are you
else?"
never gonna see them again?
Yeah. What does it matter if somebody else thinks that you're?
Turn around,
Question.
What does it matter if somebody else thinks that you're weird or pushy for asking for your phone number? Hello. I got that it's 2018. We live in like a text message Facebook society, but like, what did we do before that? Like, people didn't give out their beeper numbers. Like, I don't.
Oh my God.
Is that weird?
Step question.
Is that weird to ask people to stay in touch?
R and F come up in that conversation, or was this just
I don't think it has to.
so you just like start talking to the
Yeah,
city and Starbucks and
I usually bring it up. I bring it up.
desperate for friends.
I bring it up.
I bring it up.
Yeah, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. If it comes up, then it comes up. But like, I think that, you know, something that's really cool is if you prospect somebody and they're not into your business today, or that doesn't work out to be a lead for you today, then you walk away with making a friend. And this is not something that I really thought about until like this year. And I thought that was kind of cool. Like, I'm down for meeting new people and making new friends.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like for Nate, for instance, you know, he's gonna be in the coffee line. He's probably gonna talk to lots of women. Probably every woman in there is gonna think he's trying to hit on him. Right?
So then he could bring up the business.
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think so.
You don't think?
Yeah, you can transition to business, and you can say, you know, it was so nice talking to you. I actually, you know, own my own business. I think that you'd be so wonderful
All right,
for it.
well,
Are
that's
you
good,
are
yeah.
you open to, you know, do you keep your income options open? Are you open to trying something new in
The
2018?
daily today
For a
was
new
like that.
person.
She was talking about that.
Here. Sorry, no, not you, no, back there, yeah.
Not you.
No, I was gonna say
Keep
that
it
I
now.
like. I think it's important to talk about this because I think it's different for each person what works. But I like to say networking. So one time I was online getting a salad and I heard this girl, a young girl, talking about. She must have been in real estate. So when she got off, I said, "Oh, what do you do?" And we got to talking. I didn't mention my business, but I said, "I'm also an entrepreneur. I really love connecting with other business women, and I think it's important to support one another. You never know how our networks can help each other. Do you want to exchange information?" So that was the start of it, and now we have this relationship. And I just got off the phone with somebody this morning too that was like a networking conversation. She's not like ready to sign up. I did share my business. She shared her business. I'm sending her samples. She might try the products. So maybe she'll try the products, love them, and be willing to learn more. So I always use the word networking, entrepreneur, business, you know, woman or man supporting it. Like, it's important to support each other. in
I say
business.
mutual networking
Yeah.
because I do get on the phone with a lot of other business owners, and like I really listen to what they're doing, and then I tell them what I'm doing.
And it's always important to offer how you can help them.
Yeah.
How can I help you? Like, as soon as I got on the call, I was like, you know, how can I help you with your goals? And, you know, I have a big network. Tell me what you're looking to do. Let me see who I can connect you with. And then they're more willing and more open to hear what you're doing. And it doesn't, like they were saying, it doesn't have to be that immediate, like, yes, I want to sign up. It's a process, you know? I mean, it's a process that you want to get right. Like, you want to get them on the phone. You want to talk about your business. You want to get the products in their hands. You want to, you know, make sure that you're continuously connecting with them and networking with them and keeping on top of their mind. But it doesn't happen overnight all the time. And most times not, you know?
It's a
very
delayed gratification business. That's the other thing Jim Larson said on Friday.
So true.
And that's the other thing about like coming in and having this big why and oh yeah, I'm gonna do da 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 da, and then being knocked down one and being like, oh forget it. No, it's a delayed gratification. You're doing the work, but you're not gonna see it for a while.
Yeah, when we, a couple summers ago, I think level 5s and above at the time, got to go to this amazing training with Meredith Teason, okay, from corporate. And one of the big takeaways for me was we signed up for a business where 80% of the time people are going to tell you no. And I think that, you know, for me, that's probably one of the number one reasons why people quit is because they can't hear the word no. But if you just remind yourself that it is a process, it does take time. And if you take the agenda out of it and you always have your funnel full, then no is not going to mean anything to you. Because if that person is not interested today, you know you have this full funnel of other people that might be interested and might be your next yes. So I think that just hearing no and just accepting it and it's not personal. Like, you know, it's like if you were in any other business, like
It's like the waitress pouring coffee.
Yeah. I was gonna use that too, but I like trying to think of something different. I mean, my background is I used to own a prom dress store. I don't have a dress for everybody. If you're not 16 and a size 4, I probably don't have a dress for you. And I'm not gonna be offended because that was what my store was about. Okay, that is what I was offering. And if I didn't have something for somebody, that's okay. I'm not gonna be sad or upset or take it personally if they're not gonna buy a dress for me. that's fine. Not everybody is for you. And I think that for me was something I needed to learn also. Being so insecure at first, I was like, oh, they don't like me. What is it about me? But it's not. It's not. The business model is incredible. The products are amazing. We have a wonderful opportunity to offer. And if you remind yourself that when you do your reach outs and you talk to people, you're going to just, you're going to have this great confidence. And it's not going to matter what the outcome is.
Okay, so we're going to go to ideas for successful reach outs. Okay, so I mean, we've talked about a lot of them, but we'll just flesh them out a little bit more. So we have tons and tons and tons of language available for you guys to do your reach outs, meaning your, Facebook Messenger, your text messaging, emails, whatever it is. And I am going to try for this new year to start something new. And so whatever, social media venue you're not on, push yourself to reach out and do something different. But I haven't been on LinkedIn, and so I set myself up an account, and I am going to, try connect. I don't even know how to do it yet. Like, I set up a whole account, and so, but it's just another way of me getting to be in action and connect to more people. And so the reach out language, and Steph was saying this about her girls, how they get like so stuck. They're like, but what should I say to this one? But what should I say to that one? Like, don't overthink it. The reach out language is simple. It's really introducing yourself. I say to a lot of Facebook friends, hey, I see we have a ton of Facebook friends in common. Glad to be connected in this world of social media. I see you're a business owner. I'd love to hear about your business and share a little bit about mine. Would you be willing to get on a mutual networking call? So that's like the simplest, but we have language in a game, in the, right, in documents, right? Files. Yeah. So
if you search language.
Or if you search language in a game, tons will come up. Exactly. So I think that don't get stuck on the language. Get stuck on the vehicle, change your vehicle, use Facebook, use text message, and then use the phone also. So those are just different ways to do successful reach outs. A lot of this information will be in A Game when you search it.
Phone numbers, because once I get to the point to ask somebody for their phone number, that's when I get silence.
I get phone numbers from directories. So I have like a church directory, I have like a nursery school directory from a million years ago. I have.
So you're just calling people that you kind of know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not
and saying to them like, hey, I'm doing a phone-a-thon today for my business. I don't know if you know about Rodan Fields, but would you take a minute to listen?
Okay.
Yeah.
So your kid's school directory.
Yeah, just different directories and looking up different like people that I know and
I thought it was that you were actually like talking to somebody and then you're like.
If I talk to somebody new, if I'm online or if I'm talking to somebody like, the whole like sitting next to somebody in a plane or whatever it is, I will always give the mini facial as the segue to the business. And then I tell them, if you give me your email address or your text or whatever, I'll send you a really cute video on how to best use these samples. That's how I get their contact information. And I have the Michelle Wetzel video. If you guys don't know what the Michelle Wetzel video is, then search it on. It's on A Game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like it's just a good way to say to somebody, this is how to use the product, and it just makes it easy. It's not like awkward. So.
We talk about leading with the business.
Yeah. Do you want to do? Oh, you want to talk about leading, or do you want to do touchbacks?
Yeah, we can do. I'll do touchbacks with them.
Really quick, is the Michelle Wetzel video, is that with the scrub or the?
She has both.
She has both.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. But now that we have to go back to using the scrub again because we can't get the other samples, so we have to use her old video.
You can if you enroll and get them to EC level 1.
Yeah, baby!
Exactly. They're going to be
exactly.
free.
All right, can you do touchbacks? I'm running to the bathroom.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to talk about touchbacks and following up, but also you can just be brave and raise your hand. Like, how many people are afraid to lead with the business, right? I'll raise my hand because I was very afraid to lead with business.
So much more comfortable.
The other day, my daughter's going to be 1 in a couple of days, and I can't believe it. I solicited the help of this woman who I don't know that was a referral to me to make a cake topper for her cake smash. And I don't know her from a hole in the wall. She did a beautiful job. She was so great. She has an Etsy shop, and we were chatting back and forth, and she messaged me, and she was like, Steph, I actually see that you sell skincare. I'm interested in an eye product. What do you have? And this is what I messaged her back. So even if somebody approaches you about the product, you can then still lead with the business, okay? And this I think is, I think this was very effective. So I said, I would love to tell you about the products, but I actually would love to really tell you about what I do because I think you would be a great fit. I know you are busy and definitely have a lot on your plate, and I did too when I started this business, but I see something in you and admire your hustle. Would you be open to chatting about the opportunity with me just to see if it's a good fit? And if not, of course, we can get you started on products. I'm free at blah, blah time on blah, blah day. And she was like, sure, I'm open to new opportunities. I would love to see if I could fit it in.
Wow.
And I got on the phone with her the next day. So, you know, getting people on the phone is really scary. You're like, I don't know what to say. And then you like vomit RNF all over them. But the biggest thing for me that changed my business is something that I learned from Amanda. And it's really making it all about your prospect and getting to know them and asking questions. Because the more questions you ask, now the more you have to form your story or to take somebody else's story and then relay it to them so that this fits in the parameters of their life. So when I started my business, I was newly married, I was a makeup artist, I already made my own schedule, you know, I worked weekends. Like, I'm not going to resonate with a teacher that has kids that's working in a classroom from 8 to 3, you know, and then has to come home and do dinner time and bedtime, and that just wasn't my story. So if I didn't ask her about her family life, what her day looks like, I'm going to tell my story, and she's going to be like, well, do I have to be free Monday through Friday to do this business? You know, so listening to the other person and just having, like, I was watching a training with Nicole Nagati the other day, and one of the tips that she gave was don't be weird. And I was like, this is me, because I was weird when I first started. Like, I just didn't have a conversation. That's so weird. Get to know that person. People want to feel important. They want to feel like you're paying attention to them. And like I said before, if it doesn't work out, that's cool. Now you just made another friend. I mean, I want to make new friends. You know, I'm down with that. So if you have to just ask questions, don't be afraid to get them on the phone. But if somebody asks you about the product, what do you have to lose? Like, do you think that they're not going to buy the product if you approach them about the business? That's not going to happen. You know, it's nuts. We make a lot of things up in our head that will never actually happen, and that's one of them. We create these lies to prevent ourselves from then going and doing what we really want to do. So do it afraid. All right, so now that you've had this conversation with somebody, right? You've had this phone call. You have a lot of things that you know about them, right? And so now you can, take notes, and then you could use those.
Say why over here.
In follow-up conversations after you've initially spoken. So this call that I did with this particular girl, I'm going to follow up. But here's the thing about follow-ups, and I wish Karen was here because this is 100% a Karen thing that I learned from her. You are not being annoying, okay? You are not annoying if you follow up. This is your business.
It's our job.
Okay? This is your job, and this is how many of you help supplement income for your families. This is how I put food on my table for my family. This is my job. Okay? And if somebody's gonna think that I'm annoying for following up with them, that's just bizarre. And if they do, then maybe they're not for me. Okay, this is part of your job. This is your business, and you have to do the follow-up because, like I said before, you don't get paid for the call. You don't get paid for the reach out. You're gonna get paid when you follow up. One of the best things that I learned in this business when I was first starting out was from Melissa McCarthy, and she did this call. It was all about how the fortune is in the follow-up. And that has stuck with me. It is so true. So you're going to make that fortune, okay? You're gonna get paid when that person joins your team, not when you reach out to them. So if you're not following up like the 50% of people who send one message and don't ever follow up with it, you're just kind of throwing your work out in the garbage. So here's how I would follow up with somebody that I messaged that maybe didn't respond. So whether they read it and you know that they read it or they didn't, I would probably reach back like in a week or so. Somebody that, I messaged for the first time and doesn't respond, I would say, hey Amy, I just wanted to make sure that you saw my last message. I know that sometimes it's easy to get busy and miss, a text or miss a Facebook notification. Let me know. And then that's my initial follow-up. And if they message me again, then that's great. And if they don't, I just move on to the next person. So if you're getting silence from someone, you can say that. I actually have a girl that I enrolled on the snow day, the beginning of the month, that asked me about the business, okay? And then totally ghosted me. Wouldn't get on the call. Wouldn't go to an event. Yeah, these things happen. So all the time. So what I do is I keep reaching back. And here's like my formula for effective like touchbacks for somebody that's kind of ghosted you, or was once interested in the business. Maybe you did a call, they reached out to you, but you get radio silence. So I will, this is from Courtney Yunt. This is an amazing RFXer, some language that I learned from her, okay? Guys, I feed myself a lot, right? I learn from other leaders, but I do my IPA first, okay? So I know so many of these tips, I didn't create this, like I follow the system, I borrow from other people. So you're not reinventing the wheel. I'm literally taking things that I learned from other people that are proven to be effective. So Courtney Yunt says, she messages back people, and she says, hi, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Always personalized, right? Because we don't copy and paste. That's not what we do. We create, personal connection. And she says, I know the last time that we spoke, the timing just wasn't right for you in starting a new business or starting a new venture or a new opportunity, whatever you want to call it. And she said, I wanted to reach back out today because of, and then here's where you're going to kind of interchange. So we are all about new, exciting, new things happening. No matter what month you're in, you could find an excuse, quote unquote, an excuse to reach out to somebody. So when it was the snow day, I reached out because there was also a free regimen happening and an event. So I said to my prospect, I said, I know that the timing wasn't right the last time we spoke, but today actually there's snow day. I know that you're a teacher, you probably are home today. So I wanted to invite you to this really cool, virtual biz op or whatever. I probably didn't call it a biz op. I don't know what I called it. Presentation, virtual presentation that's happening today. We also have an opportunity where you can enroll and kind of get a little incentive. Let me know if this is something that you're interested in reopening the conversation on. So maybe it's not a biz op, maybe it's Spark, which you could all use because it's still really timely, it's brand new. You can say that I know that when we last spoke the timing wasn't quite right, but I wanted to reach back out today because we have a new and exciting program that just came out that is just so incredible, and I would love to tell you about it. Are you open to revisiting the conversation? If so, I am free at X time and X time to get on the phone. That's it. That's it. You're not messaging what Spark is, level 1, level 2, $1,000 bonus. Like, no, they have no clue.
And don't give all that information anyway. It's just too confusing.
Yeah, you want to get them on the phone and just reopen the conversation. And then maybe that follow-up conversation is something like, so Amanda, what's new since last time we spoke? I saw you had a baby, like you moved to a different house. Like you're gonna obviously know what's happening with this person, or if you don't, check their Facebook. And you're gonna just say what's new? Tell me about life. And then now they're gonna reintroduce you to their story all over again, and maybe you found out that their why changed. You had a baby. Okay, my why changed tremendously when I had my daughter. So things like this will always present new opportunity and new reason to follow up. And that's why you should never cross anybody off your list, literally unless they're dead. Because, and that's just the truth. Or they say, Stephanie, don't ever message me about this again. You are harassing. I'm going to call, the police on you, which does not happen. And the reality is that even with showing success on Facebook, right? I've earned trips. We went to this amazing summit. We had so much fun in New York City. People tell me no all the time, or it's not for me, or I get ignored. I get ignored probably 90% of the time. But I only need that one person out of 100 to say yes, to get those 100 no's that will lead to a yes. So following up is really key, and if you're not keeping a system, Melissa Darnell would yell at me for this, because I am pen and paper. But if you are not pen and paper and you like Excel, you do you, but this is my system. I write down the dates on the top, the person, what happened, and then I highlight the people who I get on a call. And then if I do a 3-way call, I highlight that in a different color. And I keep track of this. And so I always know when enough time is enough time to follow up.
And then you go back?
I go back.
The names that you
Yeah,
didn't
I'll
highlight?
go back. So this is a new book for this year, but I have a book from post-convention, all these people that I messaged, and I'll go back. If I feel like today, I can't think of anybody new, or I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, I'll go back to my list and I'll say, okay, Sam Lurie, she never responded. Okay, I'm going to message her. I'm going to say, hey Sam, I don't know if you saw my last message. I'd really love to catch up. Let me know if you could take a peek at what I said. That's it. So you will never, people who tell me that they have nobody else to message, I've been in business for 3 years. I could go back to old lists and find people that I intentionally skipped over because I didn't want to message them because I was afraid or whatever, people who I forgot to follow up with. You will always find somebody to message. That's why it's so important to keep track. Also, people who you give samples to. Go take a $10 bill and light it on fire if you're not going to write down who you give it a glow to. They're expensive. Now they're hard to come by. You have to work really hard to get them in your business now. Why are you going to waste it? Especially if you're mailing, it's like $10. You have to follow up. I'll talk about follow-ups for Give It a Glow because this is something I get asked all the time. So if you're giving somebody a sample, you are not giving them a sample because you are a nice person and you want them to, just have something for free and make their day. You are doing it because this is your job and this is your business. So what I usually do is I'll message them and I'll say, hey, Amy, I wanted to check in and see if you got my package, right? If I'm mailing it to them, I make sure that they got it. And they're going to say, yeah, I got it.
But I didn't use it.
I didn't use it. I'm waiting for a special night where I don't have kids. I'm waiting for a babysitter because, the 2 minutes that it will take me to do this is really, a large portion of my day. Okay, whatever stupid thing that they tell you. You're going to say, no problem, totally get it. Do you think that you could use it tonight? I would love your feedback. Okay, so now they know that you're waiting for them to use the product, and what I say is use it tonight. I will check back in tomorrow, and I can't wait to hear what you think. So now I put well, you can send them the video, or send them. You can send them. Yes, you can send them the video.
If they tell me they haven't used it, I send them the video.
Yes, that's a great idea. You can send them the video. Make sure they know how to use it, and then I will follow up again the next day. So now they're expecting it, and if they used it, right now you don't know where to go, right? You have no idea. You're like, oh, they used it. That's so great. So what you can do, a couple of different things. I will say, I'm so glad you love the products. Like if they rave about them, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you love the products. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Like, have you ever, I know you love these products, and I think that you would, of course, I'd love to get you on a regimen, but have you ever considered doing what I do? I signed a business partner. Her name is Kate. Strong EC leg for me, which was great at the end of last year. Because I just said, you love the product. She sent me a picture. No, she was just like somebody that commented on a Facebook post. She sent me a picture of her in the mask. I was like, oh my god, this girl needs to join my team. She's already posted. She already did my job. So I was like, are you interested? And she was like, yeah. So I got her on a call, and then I did a 3-way with another nurse. If they talk about the products or like they're like, yeah, I used it, and then they don't kind of give you anything to work with, you can say, well, which step was your favorite? And then they're going to say, I love that microdermabrasion paste. And you're going to say, okay, like, how to make your skin feel? What'd you like about it? And then I kind of transition it and I get their feedback. So let's say maybe they don't become a preferred customer and, the segue to the business, they're like, no, I'm not interested. At least now you've had a conversation with them and you've made an impression. So now you're somebody who has a legitimate business. You follow up. You have great products. Okay, you're a business woman or businessman, and you're doing your job, right? You've created this interaction, okay? And I think this holds a lot of weight with people. I get messages all the time, like response. No, Stephanie, I'm not interested in your business. Like I have a lot on my plate, but I really, really admire you as a businesswoman. And I think that impression sticks in people's mind. And that is work, whether or not we see the results right away. You are creating a reputation, you are creating a business. So maybe really that person that tries your Give It a Glow, it's not for them. But maybe they have somebody who's amazing that is looking for an opportunity like this, and now because they respect you as a business person, they feel comfortable and you have a rapport, right, because you've given them the sample, they might feel comfortable messaging you and saying, Jackie, I have somebody that's going to be really great at this. And this actually just happened to me the other day. I want to read you the message, but it's like probably so buried at this point. But this girl, Michelle, who went to high school with my mom, I don't know her personally. I'll friend anybody.
She's my age.
I will friend anybody.
Totally.
Yeah. She went to high school with my mom, okay?
Oh
no jokes, Jody. No jokes. And she said,
that's hilarious.
She said, Stephanie, like I see what you do. You built up this amazing brand. I have this friend, I forgot what her name is, out in California. So now I'm like, California, my ears perk up because I was on the same call that Amy was on, the Lisa Fursell call with Sam Higginson, where she picked 15 people out of her org. And Sam was like, if you know people, go west, find people in California. So I was like, oh, California. So I said, can you connect us in a 3-way message? She goes, how do I do that? I'm like, oh, no problem. I'll send you a voice note. I'll tell you exactly what to do. She connects me, and this girl is like, I would love to jump on the phone with you. I would love to hear more about your business. Michelle had such good things to say about you. So even if that person is not buying your products, not joining your team, don't stop having the conversation and building the rapport. You do not know who is going to become a connector. And in this business, we talk about the 3 C's: customer, consultant, connector. Connectors are where you're gonna, I think, find the biggest growth in your business, because at some point you're gonna feel like you're running out of people to talk to. You want a different network. Your connector is gonna bring you to those different networks. I know nobody in California. That's a lie. I know some people in California, but I don't have a team in California. So what a cool way for me to go west and to meet new people. Go. My new thing, guys. Go west, or go east, or go south, or go wherever. Just go find your people. Just
Just be in action. That's it.
So
if
those
you walk
are,
away with one
exactly.
thing, just talk. Be in action.
So those are my tips for effective follow-ups. But the point is, it really does not matter what you say to people, short of R and F vomit, but you're never gonna have perfect language. It does not matter. If that person is meant to join your team, Maria and I were perfect strangers when we started this business. I was a referral, actually. One of Maria's PCs connected us, and I turned into her direct level 5. So you have no idea if the next person you meet is going to be your rock star, the person that changes your business, and always keep, an open mind, and don't get cut off on language because it's going to paralyze you.
So quick question, for Nate, who just joined 2 days ago and is on fire and hungry and ready to just build his team all over as fast as he can, what would your recommendation be to him who basically he's going to have his launch in the next few days, he doesn't even have his kit yet, but he's ready to go. What would your advice be to him so that he can still relay how great this is when he is so brand new? If he's on the phone by himself.
Okay, so third-party validation.
He should not be on the phone by himself.
He shouldn't be on the phone by himself.
Nate is not on the phone by himself.
My answer is third-party validation. You're his sponsor?
He's gonna start start reaching out as much as he can. I can't be on every phone call with him. So wherever
every phone
he
call.
goes,
You're gonna be on every phone call with him.
Every phone.
Initial one?
Yes.
He's brand new.
Okay. Yes.
He knows nothing.
Yes,
he knows nothing. So you're gonna do all the third-party validation.
Call somebody and say,
Jess, you were my bride. I respect you so much. I think you'd be so great at what I'm doing. And then she's gonna say, well, what are you doing? And then it's just gonna all come out. You're gonna be like, I got this kit. I did this. We have 4 regimens. We could go here. We could do this. Join my team. And they're gonna be like, Nate, you're crazy. See you later. So it's not that he can't call people. It's just that he's not gonna know. We don't want them to get so fumbled.
Yeah.
So he can send them a message and he can say, hey Julie, I just started a new business. I would love to tell you more about it. I'm super excited and I really respect you. So I would love to jump on the phone, just, fill you in. That's it.
Okay.
And then Nate's gonna say, I'm brand new. I really don't know so much about this, but my friend, not sponsor, my friend, Jackie, has been in this business a lot longer. She really knows what she's talking about. I would love for us to all connect.
okay.
And that's it. For the first 60 days at least.
And I also say it's part of my training. When I get something
yes.
I just say, I just started this, new business, and would you be willing to hop on a call as part of my training?
Yeah.
It's so it's one sentence.
You should watch. It's another video to watch, which is so funny that I keep saying this. But Jenna Kravitz, Spark. This is an excellent video.
We should go to programs.
That's a good lead.
I just have a question. The example that you, the example when your bride, you should do what I'm doing, or whatever you said to your bride. I think you would be great at what I do. And she asked, what do you do? What's your first introduction to the business? When someone asks you, so what do you do?
I own my own business, and I share, great products with great skincare products with other people, and I coach people how to become entrepreneurs in their own right. That's it. They're gonna be like, what does this mean, entrepreneurs in their own right? They're gonna want to know what that is. Just say I own my own business. I own my own skincare business. I work for the same doctors that created Proactive. Well, just find whatever works for you.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I work for the doctors that created Proactive.
All right, guys, let's wrap up with the 2 programs that we want you guys to focus on. We're gonna switch. Since you were talking, I'll talk, and then you'll, okay?
Yeah.
Where did you find the Jenna Kravitz?
Because the other thing is that,
And it coaches, it basically tells you, first thing is to get
This is especially, I wanted you guys to hear about the program.
Okay.
Then
okay, so who here joined after convention? So either October, November, December. You joined in September.
I did. The last there's 3 minutes.
October, November, December, January. Who here joined October, November, December,
Over here.
January?
Tara and
Yep.
Alyssa.
Okay, 1, 2,
Nate,
3.
Keena.
Yep. Keena earned Spark 1, right?
So did Tara.
So did Tara earn Spark 1, and so did Beatrice earn Spark 1. We're working on you for Spark 2. You joined this month, right? This week, we have 2 who joined this week. You guys should connect. You've got Spark 1. We're working on you for Spark 2. Okay, so very, very condensed. Corporate came out with a program to get every single consultant to level 2, because they know that if you get to level 2, your chances of getting to level 5 are like a zillion times more. To get to level 2 in bite-sized increments. So, when you come on, and everybody should know this, the first month that you are on board is your month 0. 0. Okay? Next month is your month 1. If you get to 600 points, and if you don't know what 600 is, your sponsor will tell you. When you get to 600 PSQV, you earn Spark 1. That is your first accomplishment in this business. You earn Spark 1. You're getting free samples that you're now going to go and give to somebody in back of you in Starbucks, and your sponsor's getting free samples, okay? That's Spark 1. You got that mini milestone, you're moving on. The next month, which is your month 2, which is really your third, but it's your month 2, your goal is to bring on 1 business partner. 1 business partner. How are you going to do that? You're going to bring calls to your sponsor. It's the only way to do it. You are going to bring on 1 business partner. When you bring on that partner and they reach 600 points, you will get samples and they will get $400, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like there's not, yeah. Because it was until December the sponsor was getting, right? Okay, so that's your month 2. In your month 3, you're bringing on yet another consultant. So now you don't have 1, but you have 2. You brought on your second consultant. They got to 600. Your sponsor's getting more samples, and you're getting $600, which means that in your month 1, you got the free samples. In your month 2, you got $400, and in your month 3, you got $600. Okay? Again, very, very important to understand why corporate did this. It used to be, when I came on and before and until just October, that you were only rewarded if you got to level 2, if you got those 2 people on your team. But now they broke it down so that, again, it's very manageable and very doable. Still going to get to that level 2 by the end of your second, third month in the business? Yes. You're still going to get to level 2. But it's making it more manageable for you. It doesn't make it so scary, like, oh, I don't know if I get to level 2 by the end of my, it's very broken down. And so this is a great thing to talk about and to leverage when you're recruiting. Now, I'm not going into all the details because it runs them away, that there is now an opportunity to earn $1,000 within your first couple of months. And what I always add is completely separate from your commission. So you have the opportunity to earn $1,000 sent to you,
Bonus.
completely in addition to your commission. Okay? So that's Spark. There are a lot of videos on Spark. I don't even know if we've put them on our page. There's videos for Canada, Australia, and ours now that I just got on email. Yeah.
Because it was on the,
Was it in the Insider Scoop?
They can go in the business development library.
Yeah, it's in the business development library. Anyway, so that's Spark. It's an amazing way to incentivize and help with your recruiting.
Did you say the sponsor of that person also gets reimbursed or not anymore?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But if
They
you
get
had-
samples.
They
They
get
get the
samples.
samples.
But if you
Is it
sign
10?
somebody in October, November, or December,
Then you're
Then you're
right.
grandfathered.
then you're grandfathered in. Yes, but anybody
But
that
you got
signs
money,
after
Yes,
January 1st,
correct.
you no longer get
Correct.
the bonus.
Yes.
The sponsors don't get the bonus anymore.
Only on
Only if
people
they came
you.
on before December.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still have somebody that is
Yeah.
eligible.
So if you have somebody that doesn't know much about the business and they ask you about how they got that $1,000, what do you say to them without getting them too inundated?
I say that it's a new program that helps them to bring on team members of their own and rewards them for that. That's it. I keep everything very simple because I don't want to be overwhelmed at the beginning. You know, like I know I don't want to be overwhelmed. So. Okay, and now I guess we'll close with Lead the Way. Oh my God, how crazy!
Wait, you have a question?
Okay, awesome.
I got it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So I want to just make sure that.
Come back, Steph.
No, I want to make. Is everybody here? Let me just ask a very simple question. Is there anybody here who has not set their Lead the Way profile yet?
Yes. Okay, you need to do that because you're going to go to
Okay. If you
Steph,
have
come
not
over here.
set your
Steph.
Lead the Way profile, you are not eligible for the prizes.
You have to set your
Okay.
profile in Lead the Way. Wendy
Setting
can tell you how
up
to do
your
that.
Lead the Way profile, and we will tell you how to do it. You can tell them how to do it, you can tell them
How to set their profile.
You need to have them do it.
How to set their profile up. Okay, so you go to rnfjourney.com, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Steph, over
every single person needs to set their
So
profile.
your profile for Lead the Way.
Oh, she wants you to stand here.
Yeah, sorry. Your profile for Lead the Way is setting your goals, how many miles each month you want to achieve, and selecting your rewards and putting a headshot. That way when you earn those miles, corporate can recognize you. Okay, so how many people here are brand new? I know Nate is brand new, like you just started.
And Alyssa and
Do you
Tara.
know what Lead the Way is? Do you guys know what the program is? Okay, so let's start from the very beginning.
Okay.
So let's back up.
Yes.
Lead the Way is a rewards incentive program that corporate has put together. We're now in our 9th round of it. Ninth round, which is crazy. And this is something that corporate has designed to reward you as the consultant for doing the work that you're already doing. And maybe just pushing yourself a little bit further to get to, 10 orders in 1 month, or enrolling 2 business partners in 1 month. Okay, that's what this program is based off of. Orders of 10, and then after 10 orders that come in increments of 5. So 10 initial, 5, 15, 20, whatever, over that. And then signing 2 business partners. And the reason why the program is designed this way is, most people maybe might get 7 orders 1 month, 8 orders 1 month. It's designed to push you so that's good. Maria has a tracker where you can put all of your orders in just to kind of keep track. And this is something that's really important to keep track. You get that in the business development library, keeping track of all your orders. So if you have 8 orders, corporate wants you to kind of push yourself a little bit and meet that goal of 10. And if you do this month over month, okay, you're going to start to build a really healthy business with preferred customers and then also with business partners. So right now I enrolled 1 person in January. My overall goal is to sign at least 2. So I need to then, work and try to sign somebody else, move somebody through my funnel. And if you meet these milestones, 10 orders, 2 business partners in 1 calendar month, corporate will give you something called miles, which could be the same thing as a point, but they're called miles because the final destination, milestone 5, is a trip. Okay, make sense? So really, you're just getting rewarded for the work that you are already doing, your IPA, through getting business partners to enroll and preferred customers. And then for 5 miles, which is not difficult, everybody in this room can get 5 miles. Corporate will allow you to pick a gift, and they'll send you not only that gift, but 10 Give It a Glow samples. So Lead the Way is a little bit different though for people who enrolled on January 1st.
Getting the samples?
Yes.
Everyone gets those samples through Lead the Way milestone 1 and milestone 2. So you pick a gift and then you get 10 Give It a Glows.
Brand new.
Ooh, I knew that I signed up for it.
Yeah.
When I filled out my profile.
Yeah, so
Because my profile is filled out.
So Lead the Way is a little bit different. Who joined after January 1st? Okay. All right, so they're gonna go by the old program based on preferred customers and business partners. But for the people who are new, you guys are gonna earn your initial miles by following the Spark program. So you're gonna be able to earn a total of 18 miles in your first 3 months by following Spark and achieving the Spark milestone. So hitting EC, you're gonna get 3 miles just for hitting 600 points. Hitting level 1, having 1 business partner direct to you and both of you hitting 600. you'll get 6 miles for that. And then when you hit level 2, you have 2 people underneath you hitting 600 with yourself also at EC, then you'll get 9 miles, so a total of 18. And that's how it's going to work for anybody that now enrolls somebody, okay? We're moving to a Spark-centered program. Everything that you're doing right now pretty much is going to be based on Spark. Enrolling people, getting them to EC, getting them to level 1, getting them to level 2. So if you do that, you're gonna get Give It a Glows from Spark. You're gonna get leadership miles from Lead the Way, which means if you have people in your organization that are direct to you, that are hitting milestones in Lead the Way, you will be rewarded for that as well. This is far too much information for me to sit here and explain everything from soup to nuts. So do yourself a favor, when you go home, go to your business development library. This should be your best friend, okay? If you don't use, I use my business development library at least once or twice a day. If you're not going there, if you're not going there and looking for information and you're asking your sponsor or you're posting ridiculous questions on a team group, just stop. Just stop. That's number one. If you want to be a leader, you have to, don't ask things that you could look up. Like, don't ask the price of something. Don't ask, if they're, I don't know, just don't ask things that you know that you could go and then look up in the business development library. If you're new, that's different because you're not going to know. But if you've been around for a little bit, use your business development library. Go in there, pretend that you're new, and take a look at the material that's sitting in there for you because there are some really, really, really good things with Lead the Way FAQs included. So go through it, print it out, study it, highlight it, and really get to know the program. I know Lead the Way inside and out, okay? I strategize, I sit.
She's going to Cancun.
I'm going to Cancun. I've earned milestone 5 3 times. And when I train on this, because I get a lot of teams asking me to do a Lead the Way training, the first thing that I always start out with is I'm going to stand up here today and I'm going to say I'm a 3-time milestone 5 achiever, soon to be 4. Because by hook or by crook, I will figure it out. And I will just do it. And this is the mentality that you have to have in all aspects of your business. If you don't believe that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether it's milestone 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or level 2, or doing Spark, or hitting EC, or whatever it is, you're not going to do it. Because everything in this business starts with a belief in yourself. And that is a tremendous part of success. I think that the people who don't stick it out and don't, succeed in this business just don't believe in themselves that they can do it. And you really need to create this firm foundation. This is also what Jim Larson talked about in his daily, creating this foundation of belief in yourself. And that's why I can say I will be a 4-time milestone 5 achiever because I believe that I can do it, okay? I've proven to myself 3 times that I can do it, so there's no reason for me not to. And you can take this same idea. If you're having a hard time level 1 or maintaining level 1, right? If you were a level 1 or a level 2 and you got there and now you fell back, okay? Or if you were level 5 and you're having a hard time maintaining, because this was me for a long time. When I hit level 5, I was not a strong level 5. I needed to continue to build up my team. But I said to myself, when I wanted to qualify for this level 5 retreat in Fort Lauderdale, I said, I hit level 5 once and I could do it again because I know that I'm capable. So you have to believe that you are capable and have this mindset of, I'm going to do it no matter what it takes, whether it's milestone 1 or milestone 2 or whatever. So that's the first thing. Belief is so, so important.
Will you share the corporate statistic of people's earnings?
Yeah. So people ask all the time, they're like, Steph, your PSQV is so high. What do? You must have like 1 million customers. And the truth is that I have a high PSQV because I have a very strong frontline organization. So what I mean by that is I focus on Lead the Way, I focus on my PC orders, and I focus on enrolling business partners. And people who run for Lead the Way, truly run and try to meet these milestone markers, will have 3 times higher PSQV than somebody who doesn't. So I'll put that in perspective. For me, last month my PSQV was almost $9,000. Combination of a very strong organization. 10 directs taking CRP, because that all goes into your PSQV. 40 preferred customer orders and 2 business partner enrollments.
Say that again. 10 directs.
10 directs taking CRP. 40 preferred customer orders.
We just always like to remind people when they see our really big PSQVs that we have a lot of consultants that are feeding into our, don't get me wrong, we are obviously working the business, but we have a lot of consultants.
$1,000 of that PSQV is coming from direct consultants taking CRP. So let me just put this in perspective. So if I wasn't running for Lead the Way and my PSQV was $9,000, remember I'm gonna get paid a combination of 15 and 32% on that money, okay? This is just an example because it's a 3, okay? 9 is in increments of 3. If I wasn't running for Lead the Way, my PSQV would be about $3,000 if we're going by that 3 times higher. Do you wanna make 32% of $3,000 or do you want to make 32% of $5,000? So if you're not running for Lead the Way, like let's say your average PSQV is $1,000 right now, how nice would it be to pay yourself on $3,000? You know, and this is not going to happen overnight. I started out in this business barely hitting 600, but because I ran for all these rounds of Lead the Way, I built up my preferred customer base, I built up my front line, I enrolled people, I strived for these milestones, and that's how you can really build a strong, balanced business. Lead the Way is really smart. It costs corporate a lot of money to put this plan into place. It was designed by the same people who created reward and loyalty programs for Mercedes-Benz and Sephora. Okay, it is not a cheap thing that they just kind of like put together and they're like, all right, well, see if this works. It works. It's proven, which is why we're in the 9th round. So running for this is really smart, and it will help you build your business because it will give you tangible goals to reach for.
And also, if you didn't set your profile yet, you don't know that you can get the iPhone X.
Yeah, so the rewards are really
If anybody wants the iPhone X, that's the way to get it.
And when you set your profile, you get 1 mile.
If you're
But
new,
we don't know if everybody gets
No. When you set it for the first time.
Oh.
So when you are brand new,
Right,
when you are brand new.
I'm like, no, we talked about this yesterday,
Joe. You're
Joe.
brand new. You can get a free mile if you create your Lead the Way profile in your first full month of business. So I had somebody who enrolled like December 20th. Then this month is her first full month. It's her month 1. I had her fill it out the other day, so she's gonna get 1 free mile. So that is really important to coach your new people on doing that. That should be like a first behavior. And then also hand in hand, when you guys, everybody in this room, when you join, right? What's like the first thing that we tell you? Hit EC, right? That's like your first goal. Okay, so you should be coaching your new directs about Spark as if it were as elementary as hitting EC, okay? When I was brought onto this business, what did I know? Maria told me to hit 600. I just did it. I just hit 600. I figured out a way to hit 600.
Oh, right.
Hitting level 1 and level 2, that wasn't like what everyone was doing. It was like, okay, you could build a team or not build a team. But if you coach that person and you say, okay, so we're gonna get you to 600, and now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get you to level 1, and here's how we're gonna do it. If you're coaching them through this, they're gonna duplicate it. And they're gonna have this belief that when you join Organic Fields and you start your own business, that's what you do. Just like hitting 600. And this is something that I think will change everybody's business here if you start to do that. Because some people are going to do it and some people are not going to do it. But if you're coaching everybody to do it, then those who do will duplicate, and that's how you have that stronger rooted team. So how does this help you with Lead the Way? Coaching everybody to Spark will get you 2 leadership miles. If somebody direct to you who is brand new, but by their 3rd month does reach Spark 3 and gets that $1,000 bonus, you'll get 2 leadership miles, which is great. So awesome. And that could really help you. And if you do this with 3 people, that's 6 miles that will get you to maybe another milestone. We'll talk about PC orders because the majority of you guys in here are not brand new. So let's talk about creating a strong PC base and what you can do to get a couple more orders from them each month. So I have a very, very loyal PC base. Whenever somebody becomes a customer of mine, they are treated like royalty. They're VIPs, right? They're PC. I have a PC group I add them to, but I am very invested in them as people. They're not just somebody that purchases from me. I get to know them. I talk to them about their life. We're friends. And a lot of times they'll message me to reorder, and I'm like, oh my God, I saw your kids did this, or like, how's this going? And then we just talk, and I forget even about the order. And I think that is really one of the principles of good business. I told you I owned a prom dress store. Sometimes I didn't have a dress for everybody, but they found something in my store to buy because they wanted to buy from me. And that is the unique piece that sets your business apart from everybody else's business, is you. So you have to ask yourself, what do you bring to your customers that somebody else can't offer? We all offer the same products, right? But you can offer a really great customer service experience that will keep them loyal and really maybe stop them from wavering, right? Think of it as a relationship. If you you're dating somebody and you're going out of your way to send them like little texts and you're just really paying attention to them, chances are they're not going to go look for, somebody else to date, right? You're in a relationship with them. And if you're paying attention to them, they're not going to go look for another line of product to try. Sometimes it happens, okay? Sometimes it does. But my PC base, I have people that have been around for over 3 years now that are still using the products. One of the biggest things, if you want to get multiple orders from your customers, is to just get them on more product, right? So if you have somebody that's only using Lash Boost, I would send them and Give It a Glow. I think that's a great way to introduce them. I said before, 2 out of 3 people who buy Lash Boost don't buy a regimen. Like, this makes me want to throw up. I'm like, that's all this, great loyal PC base that we could get to buy more product, get them on a really robust regimen. The more products that somebody's using, the more likely that they're going to order, because they're going to run out of stuff at different times, right? Think about it. Your Lash Boost runs out at a different time as your regimen. Your eye cream will run out at a different time from that. Maybe you need paste. So I get customers that reorder sometimes twice a month, because they just use a lot of stuff. So how can you introduce them to more products? Okay, so this is so simple. Everybody in this room can do it because it's very timely. I shared this with my team last week. This is what I'm doing with my customers. When I'm checking in for their January replenishment, or even if they're not up for auto ship, you can still send this to them. I'm saying, hey Jackie, happy 2018. I wanted to check in. You're up for a replenishment order this month with 10% off and free shipping. But it's been a while since we last spoke about your concerns. It's a brand new year. How do you feel about jumping on the phone with me this week and doing a new consult? Okay, they're already your PC. It's not like you're asking a total stranger to jump on the phone. I offered in my PC group, anybody that got on the phone with me to do a new consult got entered to win a Bright Eye Complex. Okay, so if I had 10 people that were talking to me on the phone doing a new consult, I have to get at least 3 or 4 orders out of that. Even if they're not trying something new, just hearing your voice and talking to them about the products, probably they'll be like, all right, you know what, I'll just replenish my regimen now. Like, I know I'm not going to try anything new, but I love my Redefine or I love my Lash Boost. I'm going to need it anyway, so let's just process it. Okay, so that is really simple language that you can use. Maybe they love their standby, but maybe they don't know that we have a really awesome, new product for hydration. Maybe they just don't see your post on Facebook, or maybe they're not on Facebook. So this is a really good way to reconnect and to just introduce new things. That was my first tip. And then in terms of, miles for leadership miles, okay? Because everybody, if you have a team, you can get leadership miles. We talked about Spark and how you can get 2 leadership miles if you coach your newbie to Spark. But what about your existing team? So I work really closely with my directs, and I take a look and I see, because in your in your RNF journey.com website, you can see how many orders each of your directs have. So I do this all the time. My team's here, so I'll put you guys on the spot. I'll message Wait, and I'll be like, all right, because I know Wait runs for Lead the Way. I'll be like, all right, you have 7 orders. We have a week left. Like, tell me your strategy for the next 3 orders. Like, where are we going to get these 3 orders from? Who do you have on tap? And I work with them because, for me, it's to their benefit. They're going to hit that milestone. They're going to get rewarded. They're going to get Give It a Glows. They're going to have a bigger paycheck. And I'm also going to be able to get rewarded through leadership miles. And that's going to help me build my business. And I know that I'm going to have a very strong front line because I'm actively helping them. How many times do we have directs and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know how to coach them. You already have so many things in place that corporate is helping you, giving you direction. So for Jess, maybe she enrolled one business partner and I want to coach her. I want to see what we can do right now that's going to make a difference in her business. Getting her another business partner. How are we going to do that? I'll say, well, who are you reaching out to? Who do you have in your funnel? Can we set up a 3-way call? Can we move this person through your funnel? So for me, that gives me like directive action where I can look in my RNF journey and I can say, okay, I'm going to reach out to this person. We're going to help this person do this. And then also, I think that a lot of people are very big on incentives, right? Incentivizing your team, getting them to do the work. Okay, you don't need to incentivize your team because corporate has now given you the biggest incentive. No way to give it a glow except if you've been around to recruit and get them to hit Spark 1 and 2 and 3, you get rewarded for all 3, or hitting milestone 1 and milestone 2. Those are, like, for me, if you're building your business and you're actively involved, those are gold. Like, I would buy them, like hydration cards, I would buy those on the RNF black market if there was such a thing. Okay, they are a hot commodity. So use that to your advantage to build your business. Coach your directs and have your directs then coach their directs to hit those milestones, to get rewarded with those Give It a Glows. And then corporate's giving you, like, the best incentives. Apple Watch, right? This Tiffany bangle that apparently is like $1,000, which I did not know. It's like super pretty and luxury gift. iPhone X. What else? Oh, I personally like the RNF, the presentation setup. If you guys are, if you're really building your business, that's a really good one to strive for. But I will tell you, realistically, if you're new or you're just building your business, you're probably going to be somewhere between milestone 1, 2, and 3. If you push, anything is possible, 4 and 5. But there's a reason why 1 and 2 are like these really awesome RNF branded things, right? Because they're conversation starters. That water bottle, I can't wait to get my hands on that. So you could bring it to the gym and put it, facing outwards on the treadmill. Have that at the beach. All your friends are going to be like, what's this? You're going to be like, oh, I totally got that for free. My watch, my Michelle watch, I earned this through Lead the Way a couple of rounds ago. This is like, everyone's like, oh my God, your watch is so beautiful. I'm like, oh, my company sent this to me. And they're like, what do you do? And then that's my intro. So these are great conversation starters, no matter what you pick. And I think that just getting rewarded for the work that you're doing and pushing yourself just a little bit is such a smart way to build your business. So if you're not following Lead the Way, it works. I'm proof that it works because I started where everybody else is, whether you're EC or level 1 or level 2. I never hit level 4. I hit 4 and 5 in the same month. But that just really proves that I had a slow start. I hit milestone 5 as an EC, still not knowing what I was doing, and you can turn your business around. I think that was one of Amy's tremendous goals with this training, is to just realize that you can do it. You already have the tools. It's just that putting all of the pieces together, right? Your last thing that you wrote, putting it all together and just making sense of it. So Amy, I'll let you take over. If you guys have questions about Lead the Way, I'll be happy to answer them after.
Questions. I want to add one more thing. Wait, first of all, I almost forgot. Can everybody please check underneath your chair? If you have a pink sticker, you want to cry.
I don't have a chair.
Well, you better.
Are there any on the couch?
What's the prize?
You'll feel it. It's a pink sticker.
Oh, thank you.